I didn't like the way the show started.
See this happen, Gerber versus Dark.
You're killing me.
Hello. Now, before I published my news that I talk, where I complimented and praised TF2 and Valve with their priority for fun and aesthetics, rather than money and what the average consumer would want when it comes to FPS gaming. And those things are mainly just battle passes, challenges, and changes that just makes gaming a f***ing job. And when I released it, Valve went out with a DMCA strike on the TF2 Source 2 fan project. Now let's get the legal and factual reasons out of the way before the twitards have to point them out for me, even though they're clear as literal day. The only reason why these guys got striked is because they're essentially reporting TF2, Valve's IP, to Source 2, which is, again, Valve's engine, or IP, or whatever, you know, they didn't really have a license to use it, basically. There was no communication with Valve whatsoever, so this was basically a fan project. And, you know, for me personally, I knew nothing would come out of it. It looks cool, but TF2 doesn't really need a Source 2 port other than to, like, fix bugs, enhance its performance, and just make the game overall run better. TF2 is inherently flat and pastel and cartoony. It doesn't really need these godly graphics to look good, you know, like every other game out there that's just overly produced that looks like movie films or whatever, and lights your CPU on fire. But of course, it didn't stop these guys from trying, so hats off for them, you know, for working on this for literal years in their spare time. But in any case, Valve has all the right to strike this down. That's it. But what's throwing me off and what throws everyone else off is not only that they used to strike them down, but they didn't really show any kind of appreciation to the creators. No job opportunities with their skills. No medals, you know, or items, you know, just nothing. Just nothing. Valve used to be very supportive of modders or fan projects. That's why, you know, we got Left 4 Dead or other Counter-Strike releases and Black Mesa. But it was just shut down, similar to how Nintendo does it nowadays. You know, no communication and gratitude to its fans. Now here's the part that makes me the most frustrated, and literally everyone else. If Valve's legal team can shut down a fan project, they can also go out of their way to deal with, you know, bot hosters. You know, the thing that we've talked about for literal years, like a decade now. The thing that has been plaguing your game, making it literally impossible to play for many across the world. Those who can crash servers, DDoS servers, and more. You know, those things. Nah, that's not a big deal. Here, have a fucking another VR headset and a card game because we're fucking retarded. No, but seriously, f*** Valve. And if you think another tag will do anything, you might as well not say anything at all. Because they'll just shut us up with another tweet whenever someone shows up to their offices. Otherwise, nothing will happen. What I think is more funny is that me and Sisty kind of pointed this out when hashtag SaveTF2 was trending, is that people focused way more on the fact that it was on trending. And when shit is on trending, you get likes on Twitter, and on Reddit, and so on, and of course, that sweet ad revenue on YouTube, because clicks equals money. It felt like it quickly fell into that, and I believe it did, and it was handled so fucking poorly. We didn't stick Valve's nose in their own shit. Instead, we said how much we love this game and whatnot, but of course, when me and Sister say it, no, you bad, how fucking dare you. We got just shit with, but now, you know, we should take it more seriously, guys. Took you fucking long enough. Now, of course, there are exceptions. There are people who probably, you know, said that they love this game and, you know, said Valve to fix it, you know, whatever. But it obviously didn't fucking work. And also, not to mention, this new hashtag SaveTF2 thing, you stopped after a couple days. So no impact was made at all whatsoever. So Valve truly does not give a shit. But I get it, right? Like, what's the harm in trying? Like, I get it. Like, I would do the same too. Even though it's kind of like pointless. Because again, we didn't really set this up. It just happened. And it has less impact when it just, you know, happens. We have to like prepare for it, right? But the harm in trying this is that, you know, you realize that this company, Valve, who used to care about the players, does not care about this anymore. Not anyone except for themselves, because they just wanna create a fucking card game. They created Nintendo Switch 2. That's what they did. That's what we got. That's yes, but people got it for free. It's a negative mindset to have, but honestly, what else can we fucking do other than to scream at this corporate brick wall that does not give a single fuck about its players? Valve has major control over gaming with Steam, and they have so much money at their disposal because of that. And with their own games like Dota, CSGO, and TF2. And they have all the resources in the world to get rid of the bots and cheaters in this game so people can play on their servers. And I know there are gonna be people who's gonna come out and say that, oh, but play TF2 Classic. Oh, but just go play on community servers and stop complaining. Oh, but you don't understand, it's hard to fix the bots. I want prop hunt. You don't understand. I want prop hunt. You gotta save TF2. Team Fortress Classic is not TF2. Simple as that. You can't offer that as a solution, because that's fucking retarded. 2. Community servers are not really the default way to play this game. The creators of that server will temper with some mechanics, you know, which is fine. You know, like turning off random crits and random bullet spread. You know, that sort of stuff is fine. But community servers should not be the main way to play this game, at all. It was at the start, but Valve servers has always been the bread and butter of TF2 when they were introduced, as the default way to play this game. And yes, I understand getting rid of all the bots and cheaters will probably not be an easy task, unless you have Google and you have some sort of brain cells and you can just type one word into it and you can find the websites that hosts these sort of softwares and programs and codes that will let you run your own bots in this game. Wow. Maybe if Valve got on this case for, let's see here, 7 fucking years ago, they could have probably gotten some sort of good results and getting rid of mostly all the bots and cheaters and making this game more playable, more enjoyable, and way more profitable than it already is. We have tried to adapt to this new age of TF2 for almost a literal decade, and some people has grown this Stockholm-type syndrome to Valve's actions, and these people should just honestly just leave. Bots and cheaters are so rampant at this point, and Valve removed the only command that could let you spectate your own teammates to see if they are cheating. So good luck trying to figure it out if you have a cheater on your team, especially if you're on attack. And if there's a closet cheater on the other team, good fucking luck trying to get rid of him when you can't spectate. Because they got rid of the spectate option in 2016 in the Meet Your Match update because YouTubers and compers were crying that TF2 isn't a fucking esport. I am sick and tired of this toxic positivity. If y'all want to see TF2 change, tell Valve to hire someone for the fucking job. Don't feel any sort of sympathy for Valve, because they clearly do not have it for us. Not anymore. I don't get these people who feel the urge to defend this piece of shit company when they're not doing the bare minimum to keep this game in somewhat of a good state. You know, like fixing bugs, exploits, the fucking bots and cheaters that are constantly violating their game. Oh, but fan projects, you know, shut that shit down. We cannot have that. Stop violating our product. That's not even playable in certain parts of the world. People at Valve are more than capable of fixing this problem. But because of their stupid fucking retarded policy, nobody wants to touch TF2. But they can hire someone. They can hire a group of people. My god, they earn millions from Counter-Strike alone. And they also get money from the game sales and the transaction sales on the Steam community market. Valve are inherently incompetent. They used to be good, but now they aren't. Now they're like Nintendo and every other game company out there, striking down fan projects with no remorse at all and half-assing their games. I mean, look at CS2. That release was a huge flop because they released it half-finished, if I want to put it lightly. Not only do they also have cheaters, many of them in fact, like it's a big problem, mainly because they made the game fucking free to play. Every game mode that isn't competitive was missing, and some still are. That means CS2 is not really noob friendly because the newer players are forced to play competitive games, even though they have like 5 minutes of playtime getting used to the fucking main menu. Some maps are missing, like Assault, Cobblestone, Train, Cache, fucking Cache, one of the most recognizable maps in CSGO, and it's missing. I know they will bring it back, but it's laughable that Valve releases one of their most popular games that brings them millions of dollars in revenue monthly in a state like this. What a fucking slap in the face with the CSGO community. Most people in the CSGO community can agree that CS2 wasn't ready, that it was rushed. And competitive players cannot play the game due to the major issues it has. What the f were you rushing, Valve? Seriously, why are you like this? Why have you turned into this shitty state of a company? If you don't want to clean up your mess that the players keeps begging you to clean up, hire the people to do that for you. I feel really sorry for the people who worked on the Source 2 project. I'm sorry all of your hard work went down the drain and nothing came out of it, even after when Valve shut it down. But my conclusion is that Valve doesn't want to do anything with TF2. If they wanted to, they would have probably hired the Source 2 developers, as they did with the Turtle Rock Studios who originally worked on Left 4 Dead, but they simply are not. They don't want to touch this game. They don't want to interact with this game's code or us. No amount of love or passion is going to drive them back to this game, especially after 2016's Meet Your Match update got released. Because of all the backlash they received, they were done. And the final nail in the coffin was Jungle Inferno, and we have yet to see what they want to bring to the table other than to strike down fan projects. We are simply stuck in this state, and there's nothing we can fucking do.